Deep immersion in dark fantasy. Role-playing flavor with weird, memorable stories, great characters, and lots of laughs. An eye-melting work of weirdo art. Solo or co-op play. All of this in one box.
I just wanted to fight and win on my own terms. The Imperial Police had their own plans for me. I found myself beaten down and locked up in the nasty, cramped cell of the dungeons of Brutberg. My tiny room was shared with the Void Witch, Bog Conjurer, and Mercenary Alchemist. The seedy jailkeeper wanted to let us out in exchange for some help with a delivery. He wanted us to take the decapitated head of a soothsayer to the filthy, corrupt city of Pigkin Port. Like I would help such a man as that. Since we refused to help him, he tried to kill us. Luckily, we were able to start a prison riot by getting the captives to fight one another, and we escaped in the chaos. We all want revenge for the way we had been thrown away and left to die. Luckily, there are as many enemies of the Wurstrike as there are those that suck up to its power, if not more.
The Temple of Madness had the right name. The place made my stomach crawl. The walls inside were pink and pulsating, a maze of raw meat. It was filled with a blasphemous, weird incense that both enticed and repelled with a strange, perfumed, venereal smell. The echoing clink of pots sounded in the halls. The sound was accompanied by a muffled gibbering. We came into a massive throne room, and the weird Lord Scrot, a bird-headed man wearing a pot on his head, standing in a pair of urns he wore as shoes, towered before us. I couldn't decide if we should serve him or slay him. He repulsed and attracted all at once. His voice echoed in my mind. "Share my gifts with man, and they will see things as they really are."
If we all want to punish the Wurstrike that took so much from us, we were working on orchestrating chaos and division in the land. On the way to Pigkin Port, we walked across a field in the Highlands. Birds were falling dead to the ground. They dotted the land, little harbingers of doom. The dread made me desperately want to smoke some of the scratch I had hidden in my bag, but I managed to stay in control. If that wasn't enough, a band of hideous, distorted, demonic Noctdragt came over the hill and spotted us. They were bird-faced mockeries of Imperial Order, spite-given form. They were almost upon us. I could smell them. I channeled the otherworldly energy of the void and caused their skin and muscle to fall apart. Smoldering, they screamed and fell to the ground.
We stopped in the industrial cesspool of Pigkin Port to get some loot at one of the many bazaars. The Bloodsport Brawler, Void Witch, and Bog Conjurer were looking at a fine selection of esoteric objects when we were attacked by the bizarre and confusing evil puppet show. It seemed like an ordinary portable street theater, but it concealed a deranged man who used the show as a means to ambush his viewers. His puppets carried weapons. I tossed a flash bomb at his feet. With a sharp explosion, the street was quickly, temporarily rendered in a starkly defined scene of light and shadow. The evil puppet show staggered, stunned, and confused. This gave the Bloodsport Brawler a chance to move in and tear him apart with her bare hands.
So we're back with the 6th printing of Dungeon Degenerates Hand of Doom.
That's 6 printings in 8 years. And then I came up with the concept for the game in 2006. That was based off of, decades of role-playing before that. And then it all congealed into the Hand of Doom box in 2016.
But the thing that's different about this Kickstarter is there's all of this uncertainty about tariffs.
Yeah, life is uncertain. That's part of the deal, and chaotic. And we're used to chaos with coming out of the art world and the punk world, and we've weathered much weirder storms than this. Like when I had a stroke in 2018 and I almost died, or I did die.
You did that. When the doctors told me that Sean had had a stroke, I thought our lives were over. There was no way we could come back from that. But here we are, 7 years later, still going, still standing strong, because we have an incredible, time-tested creative partnership and company that is resourceful, resilient, and reliable.
Unstoppable.
From Goblinko, an artist-led family business since 1999.